I want to welcome you to Tab 7 here on D Live. It is another Memorial Day weekend. Wow. Hard to believe it's gotten here so quick. My goodness. Hmm. Ah, Jacob Carey, By Miret, Coast Life. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Thank you. Jenny Young, thank you for being here and helping me out. I appreciate it. Thank you. If you could do me a favor by sharing this live stream out, this is an important live stream. So if you could share it out, it would mean the world to me. I'm going to share it out here over at Twitter and share it out over at Facebook as well. Michael Boyd, thank you. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate that. How are you doing today? I hope that you are well. Easily distracted. How you doing? So today's live stream is solely dedicated to Memorial Day and our veterans, my brothers and sisters, those that I served alongside with for 4 years, from 1987 to 1991. 4 years of my life that I would never, ever trade for anything. And I've said over the past several years here on YouTube, I would do it again in a heartbeat. I was a young 23 years old when I joined the Air Force and was put on a plane, sent down to San Antonio, Texas. I will not forget it. My goodness. It was quiet on the bus trip to the base after we left the airport. I'd never been to San Antonio before in my life, never. So this was all new to me. Now, behind me, you'll see two photos here. This is my father. He served from 1955 to 1975. And his last base, his retirement base, was Malmstrom Air Force Base, Great Falls, Montana. Well, I followed in my father's footsteps. After I left San Antonio and then went to tech school in Denver, Colorado, where out of all bases would I be stationed but Malmstrom Air Force Base, Great Falls, Montana? Just a few short years later. My dad retired in 75 and I joined the service in 87. So not much of a spread. And believe it or not, there were people that were still at the squadron that remembered my father. Yeah, they sure did. Wow. So I had some pretty big shoes to fill. And during my service time, I could never fill my father's shoes. He put in 20 years during the Vietnam conflict. He was there for 1 year. Certainly came back to changed man. Wasn't the father that I remember. It happens to a lot of dads out there that before they go, we all remember them as one way, but then going to a theater, a war, and being on the front lines, it does change your life. And when you come back, you are not the same person. Many veterans come back for more and they struggle with life. Many, end up committing suicide, giving up their life because they can't handle the pain. I will never know what that is like, but I can only imagine for those vets. Not only not only do we lose a veteran, it is those that they've left behind who must live in pain for the rest of their days. I have my squadron picture up here, 1987, and my uniform. I can't fit into it no more, but I got out in 1991 as a senior airman. That rank no longer exists in the United States Air Force. Buck Sergeant took that place right after I had gotten out. So, but memories. My dad and me both served in the same squadron, and we both did the same job. What are the chances of that? That we'd both be cooks in the United States Air Force. The only difference between my father and me is that I was also an artist. I was hired to be an artist to bring, um, uh, and I'm trying to think of the word, uh, make life a little bit happier for the veterans when they were out serving at the missile sites, right? So it was 3 days on. I'd be out the missile sites for 3 days and come home for 4 days. Morale. I was hired as an artist to bring the morale up out in the missile sites. So there were 20 sites, and I became the artist of many of them, where my art was on the doors of the kitchen and on big pieces of plywood hanging from the walls of those missile sites. I'll never forget that. Wow. It was the least I could do for morale, the least I could do. And it was the least that I could do to serve my country from 1987 to 1991. I'm much older now, but I'll tell you, if my country asked me to serve again, I would drop everything in a heartbeat and go right back to that kitchen. Hell yeah. I would love to serve my country again. I would just have to let them know that I don't move as fast and I probably don't think as fast as I used to. But in a heartbeat, I would do whatever I could to defend and protect and serve America. John Morrison, Tina Baker, good to see you out there. Animated Adventures, good to see you out there. Listen, if you could share this important live stream out there, I'd really appreciate it. Just let people know over at Twitter, Facebook, uh, whatever social media you use. Just let people know that this event is taking place right here. Amore Kuzo, I celebrate all veteran people. Thank you. Tashkara Amore Kuzo, thank you. Amanda Dodger, how you doing? Welcome to Cab 7. I want to share this with you. I've got a couple videos that I would like to share with you. Now, I go out to the Veterans Cemetery, not too terribly far from where I live, and I don't go on Veterans Day and I don't go on Memorial Day, all because there's a lot of people, a lot of traffic that are going in and out of the cemetery. So I'll go on a day where there's no one there and I'll do videos. I've done several over the years and I will continue to do so. I will do one for 2021 as well. So if you give me just a second, I'll share these videos with you. Now, I cannot see the chat. All right, just to let you know, I can't see the chat. It's May 28th. 2018. And where I'm at, you won't see smoke from barbecue grills. You won't hear the laughter of children chasing one another in the backyards of America. No celebrating. What you will hear and see here is silence among the headstones of our veterans who have fallen in the line of duty. This is how I choose to spend my day. As I walk among these headstones of my brothers and sisters, I take myself back to when I served from 1987 to 1991. It was during that time my father and I decided to take a trip to Washington, D.C., Arlington Cemetery. It was January. Snow was falling. It was cold. I remember that all too well. We drove from Chesapeake, Virginia, up to D.C. In a couple hours, we came to Arlington. There was no one there. It was just my father and me. Our purpose was to see the wall. As we walked down the sidewalk, trying not to slip on the ice and snow, around the bend we came, and there it was. I stopped as I watched my father walk ahead of me down to the wall. He stopped at one point, looked up, and rested his hand upon some names. It was a time that he needed. As I went down to join him, I noticed a pair of army boots covered with snow, and inside the boots were 2 American flags. Memorial Day for some of us is just one day, but for the families that lost a loved one in the line of duty, Memorial Day is every day.
Yeah.
It's these men and women that you see here. It's them that I give thanks to for the freedoms that we have here in America. It's May 28th, 2018. Another Memorial Day. I want to thank every veteran out there that served in the line of duty. Thank you. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. I'll never forget that. Lulu, my little sister, much love. Patty, thank you for being here. Thank you. Misty Brass, good to have you. Tony Rafter, SSF, yes, most definitely. No, the Savage, thank you for serving for our great country, Ben. God bless you. God bless our veterans. God bless the families of those that were lost, and God bless the USA. Thank you, Noah. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you. Jack Fisher, good to have you out here. My pleasure. Amre Kuzo, this picture, my father. This picture is me. That's me. Back in 1987. Lady C, Crazy Life Adventure. Good to have you here. Nudge, how you doing? Good to have you here. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her, oh, and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Sorry about that. Had to close the door because it's too loud outside. God bless America. Land that I love, stand beside her, oh, and guide her through the night with the light from above, from the mountains to the prairies, to the oceans white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America. It is your home and it is mine, and we need to share it together. We need to stand for each other. Be that neighbor where you reach a hand across the fence to lift the other one up. Michael Boyd, thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, beautiful, oh, spacious skies, forever waves of grain, for purple mountains, majesty above the fruited plain. America, oh, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shine and sea. Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, for amber waves of grain, for purple mountains and majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. Oh, beautiful for pilgrims' feet who stirred in passion stress, a thoroughfare of freedom's feet across the wilderness. America, America, God mend thine every flaw, confirm thy soul in self-control, thy liberty in law. Oh, beautiful for heroes proved in liberating strife, who more than self their country loved and mercy more than life. America, America, may God thy gold refine, till all success be nobleness and every gain divine. Oh, beautiful for patriot dream that see beyond the years thine alabaster cities gleam undimmed by human tears. America, America, God shed his grace on thee, and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea. West Haven, always and forever. Thank you so much. Thank you, girl. Thank you. I hope you're doing well tonight. Sandra Branchard, good to see you. RC, always a pleasure. Richard, God Inez, welcome. Thank you for being here at Cab 7. MT Cole Forge, how are you doing this evening? I will not be able to see the chat. Okay. I will not be able to see the chat while this video is playing. It's Thursday, November 15th, 2018. Got a winter storm going on right now here on the East Coast. I'm in the state of Pennsylvania, and I'm at a all too familiar place. Been here many a times. And I come here to remind myself of the freedoms that I've got that I definitely don't take for granted. It's because of my brothers and sisters in arms that I have the rights and freedoms that I have. It's not just Memorial Day or Veterans Day that remember those heroes. It's 365 days a year. That's right. Once again, I find myself walking through these gravestones. Simply reminding myself that my brothers and sisters sacrificed everything. I served from 1987 to 1991, Malmstrom Air Force Base, stateside, Montana. It was something that I needed to do. I volunteered and said, sign me up. And I was certainly willing to do anything that it took to help support my country. Remember my brothers and sisters that you see out here. And at all the VA cemeteries across the country. Some of these brothers and sisters passed away after their service time. Some while on duty. Either way, I say to all of you, thank you for your service to the country that we all love. It's November 15th during a snowstorm. I find myself at this place once again to remind myself of the rights and freedoms that I have. God bless America. Sharpshooter, good to have you here, brother. Hope you're doing well. Samara, good to see you out there, girl. Justin Beck, good to see you. Thank you for being here. J Mac, good to see you, brother. Wilma Burgooch, Rockstar, thank you for being here. Yeah. You know, I try to do this every year. I try to do this every year on YouTube because I need to. Not because I was asked to, but because I need to. Because for some people out there, they need to be reminded what our veterans have done, what our veterans have sacrificed for you. Some people just don't get it. They don't. You take life for granted every single day that life is going to be so wonderful and jolly and good, rainbows and sunshine. I'm going to have a job tomorrow, right? I'm going to have a roof over my head tomorrow. I'm going to have a family, right? Take it for all for granted. And I feel sorry for people that just take it for granted because you're missing my point. It is time for the select few people that take life for granted and take this nation for granted. It is about time that you sit down and you be thankful for what you have. If it weren't for the men and women who have served our country, you would not be in the place that you're at right now. Could you imagine being in North Korea at a camp? Could you imagine that? No freedom whatsoever. Beaten in day in and night. Food tastes like shit, if you're lucky to get any. No electricity. Working 18, 24-hour schedules, day in, day out. Sleep, you might as well forget it. You got a cold, who cares? You got the flu, who cares? You got arthritis, who cares? They'll beat you more. Be lucky that you weren't born into a camp. Could you only imagine that kind of life? For those that suffer day in and day out, it is their life. It is all they have. Be thankful for our veterans that have fought for freedom for this country, for you and for me. The freedom to have a roof over our head, the freedom to be able to go to a market and buy fruits and vegetables, to buy clothes to put upon our back, be able to go to an auto salesman and buy a car, to be able to get educated wherever you want, to be able to love who you want to love, to be able to take your family on a camping trip, to be able to go to any restaurant that you will. to be able to celebrate a child's birthday. Be thankful for all these things. My dad taught me a long time ago, don't take life for granted. Don't take life for granted. Tomorrow's not promised. And ain't that the truth? If you come upon a veteran, whether it be male or female, take a moment out of your life, just a moment, to say thank you for your service. It does not matter how they reply back to you, but you did the right thing by saying so. Thank you for your service. As I said in the video, listen, when a veteran when a veteran dies on the battlefield or they don't come home at all, don't think that it's not on the minds of the loved ones. I've always said that, yeah, we celebrate two holidays a year, Veterans Day and Memorial Day. That's not enough. Of course, it's not. But to the loved ones who have lost someone due to war or someone that just didn't come home, POW, MIA, it's every day that they think of that person, their loved one. For some, you may not know what that is ever going to be like. But for the ones that live it every day, you know where I'm coming from. Today is an important day. It is Memorial Day. It is a day that we have set aside to remember all those who have served from past to present. For those that have lost their lives defending America. Please, I implore you that you don't take life for granted. Be thankful for the life that you have. For some that say, I have nothing whatsoever, but you do. You have more than you know. Shay, every Memorial weekend, I camp in the free land of America and always thank veterans for allowing me this luxury. How about that? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. John Morrison said, I had four of us in the military, and she was a mess until we made it back home. I can understand that. Jacob Birch says, my grandpa served in the back lines working on the airplane engines. Let me share something with you that's on my mind right now. Okay? Let me share something that's on my mind. And I've got to say this. I have to say it. It doesn't matter what day it is, what holiday it is. It does not matter what day. And uh, I can only be angered by the thought that there's people out there squabbling amongst each other because so and so said so and so here. So and so said something here. You squabble over it like little children, right? There are some people out there, they're just like that. We know these people on social media, right? Squabble over stupid, dumb, fucking shit. Well, I don't like you. Why don't you like me? Because that person doesn't like you. Really? You can't make up your own mind, right? You got to listen to what that person says and that one and that one, that one, right? Right? I don't like you just because they don't like you. Wow. I can tell you're a follower and not a leader. Maybe one day karma will come back and slap you in the face. Maybe you'll wake up one day. So we squabble and we fight amongst each other and make a big deal about it. Hundreds of people coming to a live stream to see the drama, the stupid, dumb shit. While your brother, while your father, while your mother or your sister might be out there fighting a war. Let's compare it. Let's make a real good fucking comparison. Which is heavier? I throw the reality right at you to make you think. Which is heavier? Where are more casualties going to happen? And I'm not talking about fake casualties, I'm talking about real ones. I shouldn't have to worry about the drama on a social media website. What I've got to worry about is wondering if my brother's going to come back, if my uncle's going to come back. That's what I need to worry about. Instead of blasting that person there and blasting that person through hate and drama and prejudice and bullying. I'd rather spend my time praying for my brother, praying for my uncle, that maybe one day they'll come back home. That's how I choose to spend my time. Think about it. Life is pretty damn precious, isn't it? Be lucky that you got one. Be lucky that you got one. Be thankful that you got a life. And while you live in that life that you're living, do the right thing. Reach your hand across the fence and lift up that neighbor. See that stranger walking downtown, right? See them? Ragged clothes will work for food. Give them something out of your pocket. And quit being the stereotype. Oh, they're going to take it and spend it on drugs and alcohol. Who gives a shit? Who gives a shit? If that's where they spend it, then that's where they spend it. But you did the right thing by trying to help someone out that was homeless. You did the right thing. Trust me. Could you imagine you walking a mile in their feet, in their shoes? Could you imagine? Could you imagine taking someone taking an interview of you? Where are you going to spend this money? What are you going to spend it on? Where are you going to go? That's the last thing I'd ever want to happen to me if I became homeless, is to have someone breathe down my neck after they gave me $5 out of their pocket. It would be the last thing I'd want to hear. You know what? I'd give their $5 back to them. I've always said, Instead of being the stereotype, take that $5, that $1, that quarter, whatever you can afford, and just give it to them without question. Today's Memorial Day, and it is a day that we keep in mind those who have served, those that have fallen, and those currently employed in our military. Which weighs more? Is it the drama of social media where people fight and squabble about stupid, dumb shit every day? Or is it more heavy for that military man or woman in a theater currently serving on the front lines of a war? I don't have to think about it. I want this video. I want this video to be remembered, this live stream. I want you to remember it. Tell your friends about it. It is about reality. Be thankful for the life that you got. And once again, for those that say, but I don't have a life, I have nothing. Bullshit. Look where you're at. Well, it's not promised. All you've got is right now. And right now, take a moment out of your day or your evening and thank the veteran for their service. It is the least you can do. God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her, oh, and guide her through the night with the light from above. On the mountains, to the prairies, to the ocean, white with foam. God bless America, my home, sweet home. God bless America, my home, sweet home. Sue Kitty said, I'm a sister of a veteran as well. My sister has served for 5. She has officer guard. Thank you for sharing it to your Facebook, Anna Abney. Thank you. Anna, man. You know, I'm quite passionate. I'm quite passionate when it comes to veterans, right? And I know a lot of you are the same way. You're quite passionate about veterans. And I suppose being a veteran, it magnifies it magnifies those feelings, thoughts, and emotions about how veterans are treated here in America, right? Don't think that we haven't thought about that. Don't think we haven't brought it up in conversation many a times where we become really angry how our veterans are treated. Let me share a thought. Let me share a thought. Take 1% of our budget, 1%. That still leaves 99%, right? Take 1% of it and it apply it to all our veterans to give them a proper home, to give them proper nutrition. They served our country. And I don't care if it were 4 years or if it were 44 years, they served our country. I think our veterans, I think our veterans need to be taken care of. For those that can't take care of themselves, they need to be taken care of and take 1% out of this economy, this budget, and apply it toward our veterans to simply take care of them. I think that's fair. I think that's fair. If you see a veterans event, if you see a veterans event in your town or your city and you know about it, become a part of it. Whether you're there at the event or you donate online, help them, lift them up. You don't have to be known. You could be that secret donator. But if there is a veteran event going on in your town or city, stand up to the plate and do what you can by either volunteering or donating. You know what I'm saying? Michael Boyd, thank you. Thank you. Very generous. Thank you. Nike Girl said, USA, USA. God bless America. Thank you, Cab, and all veterans. Thank you, Nike Girl. Thank you. All Americans need a proper home and proper food. That's what our vets fought for. That's a part of it. That's right. That's right. Nancy, thank you. Thank you. You know what, really, let me share my thought here, and I bet you just about everyone's going to agree with this. Okay. So as I look right at you individually, I bet you're going to agree with me. At least 90% of you are going to agree with this. I wish this platform would allow me to play patriotic music right now. Do you realize how bad I want to play some patriotic music? But I know that I can't because if I did, I'd be getting a copyright strike. Damn it. When I was over at D Live, I played patriotic songs and it felt good to play them. It felt good. And I wish I could do that here, but I can't because they don't allow you to do it. You know, it's music brings across a strong message, right? It brings messages of all sorts. Music is so important. You all realize that. When we're down and out, what do we do? What do we do? We play that favorite song, right? We play that song for that particular whatever event that we're going through, right? Because somehow it's like a medicine. It makes us feel better, right? And sometimes we play that same song over and over and over again until we finally get over that hurdle that we need to get over. It's my medicine. It helped me make it through. We all know what music is about. We all know what it does for us. It makes us happy. It makes us sad. It makes us angry, right? We all know what it does. We know what its possibilities are. And it just angers me that I can't play veteran songs on this platform without getting a copyright strike. uh, uh. We should be allowed to be proud of our country. Yeah, that's right. That's right. John Morrison said my VA benefits are still messed up. If you would all, John, oh my God. I've been to many VA hospitals, right? Because that's where I get all my hospitalization ads through the VA. But if you only knew how many veterans I've heard that from. How long have you fought for your disability? Uh, 3 years. 3 years. Has the VA given you anything yet? Yeah, 10%. Really? 10%? And what happened to you? I don't think I need to even ask. Go back and fight. Go back and fight. Veteran goes back and fights for VA benefits for another year while they get that pittance of 10% and they might get 30%. I don't think veterans don't go through this because they do. 30%. No, you deserve that 100%. You fought for it. You deserve that 100%. So may I suggest to those veterans out there that are lost and don't know what to do, and you're trying to get on disability, the best places to go to, veterans of foreign wars and vets, the clubs that are out there, veteran clubs. Those are the best places to go to because they have representatives at these clubs and they will represent you. You go into one of these clubs and you tell them your story. You let them know. They take care of their own. And I'm not kidding. So if you're fighting for disability through the VA, check out these clubs, okay? Yeah. So I wanted to bring forth a message here on YouTube. You know, it's not all rainbows and sunshine, right? You got to throw reality out there too. So people realize because some people have been living under a rock, right? They just don't get it. They don't understand. So this live stream wasn't all about Cab 7 being happy and positive, right? I suppose it was. I suppose it was in a way. It was all positive, but sometimes you got to bring positivity through a rant, which I did. It was important for me to share this message with you on another Memorial Day here in America. And once again, behind me, you'll see two photos, one of my dad and one of me. My dad served from 1955 to 1975, and I served from 1987 to 1991. And we both ended up at the same base. My dad retired in 75 from Melmstrom Air Force Base. And 12 short years later, who would have ever guessed that I'd be stationed also at Melmstrom Air Force Base? And who would have ever guessed that both of us would have turned out as cooks for our beloved Air Force? Wow, that's pretty impressive. My uniform, my dress blues, doesn't seem like that long ago that I wore that uniform the last day of service as I said goodbye to Malmstrom Air Force Base and I said goodbye to the Air Force. I did my time and proudly served, got out with an honorable discharge. Amen to that. It is many, many years later. It is no longer 1991. I'm no longer that 27-year-old. I'm almost 57. But I've always said in these live streams, I would drop everything to serve my country once again. I'm a little bit slower, a little bit fatter. My health isn't as good, but I do feel like I'm a little bit wiser. What a wise decision to say that I would fight for America. Yes, sir. Thank you all for coming to this live stream in dedication to our veterans and those who are currently serving around the world. Thank you for your service. I want all of you to have yourselves a good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be at. Remember to take two things with you, this and this. Pass it forward. Pass it forward. Because our world needs a whole bunch of that. And if you see a veteran, remember to thank him or her for their service. It is the least that you could do. Until next time, you take care of yourselves, okay? And more importantly, take care of each other. God bless America.